you a handful of players that have played in every major league game this year. Freddie Galvis is one of them, so it's time to honor him. And today, it's a Citizens Bank Business Person Special. And under bright, sunshiny skies, all fans coming to the ballpark receive the Pride of the Phillies print featuring the Phils shortstop. It's the final game of this 4-game series between the Phils and the Miami Marlins. You know, we've been talking about the Marlins offense, their power numbers. So these numbers aren't surprising that they have 19 home runs against the Phillies this year in 11 games. But how about the Phillies now with 15 home runs against the Marlins? It's been a rather impressive season series and also 4-game series so far. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy along with John Kroc. All right, so it has been impressive offensively. The Phillies' numbers with runners in scoring position have been exceptional over the last week. And one thing that has really stood out is that Rhys Hoskins is making the adjustments to the big leagues. I mean, even the opposing pitchers are looking at him and saying, hey, this guy's got an idea. This is Nicolino. Those are one of the at-bats you have to tip your cap to him. As I think about it, I haven't looked at the video, but he passed on some pretty good pitches for him just being up here this year. It is pretty impressive.
Awfully impressive, and it's just continued. And I think there's some correlation with the runners in scoring position and the arrival of Rhys Hoskins. But here's the at-bat last night that Nicolino was talking about. A breaking ball first pitch, okay, no worry, I'm not going to swing at that. Change up strike. Now he's 0-2 and now it's a battle. But he gets back into the count by taking these close pitches. And that's something we haven't seen seemingly all year from these Phillies hitters, is taking close pitches. Another breaking ball by Nicolino. Foul ball, and then what happens? Well, he's taking the changeup, he's fouling off the breaking ball. Let me try to sneak a fastball by. Yeah, second deck, here we come. And that's what's been so impressive. The clue that he has at the plate, but also these numbers, Tom. The pitches per plate appearance, look at that, over 4.5 pitches per plate appearance. He's not chasing balls out of the strike zone compared to the rest of Major League Baseball. It's just so impressive to watch a young kid come up with the clue that he has. And Matt Stairs has been raving about the questions he asked and the way he can implement them into the game plan.
Yeah, Matt's been talking about that even since spring training. It's nice to see, and hopefully it continues here this afternoon as the Phils wrap up this series against the Miami Marlins. Jake Thompson will take the baseball for the Phillies. He is back in the big leagues. He'll be opposed by Vance Worley, the former Phil. He's pitched well as a starter recently for the Marlins. We'll get to lineups at first pitch when we return. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. By Toyota. Find your favorite model today. Toyota, let's go places. By Citizens Bank, official bank of the Phillies. Visit citizensbank.com. And by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Learn more at ibx.com. Ballpark. It's the final day of the series between the Phillies and the Marlins. It's gorgeous outside right now. Let's take a look at Don Mattingly's lineup, brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. So Rojas moves up to the leadoff spot. That's because D. Gordon is off today. But the middle of the order, which we count as 2, 3, and 4 with the Marlins, is exactly the same. Spearheaded by Stanton, Yelich, and Ozuna. Ozuna 344 over his last 9 games. And they'll face right-hander Jake Thompson, who returns to the big leagues for this start. 1-1 this year in the big leagues with a 4.20 earned run average. And the big tall Texan delivers the first pitch, and it's upstairs, and we're underway. And it's 1 ball and no strikes.
Here you see the scouting report on Jake Thompson. Average fastball velocity 91, cutter, slider, splitter, basically the same repertoire as last night's pitcher, Mark Leiter, and we'll take that.
Yep.
Trying that bunt double again. I mean, they've tried that a couple times.
I don't know if he was trying to get it towards Cesar or if he was literally trying to get it over Tommy Joseph's head.
He was trying to hit a short hop to Kim in right field.
Well, it's a good thing that he didn't, because it's a 2-pitch out. I'd like to see how Thompson pitches Stanton, because as you mentioned, you know, with the number of pitches he has, you can follow the pattern of Mark Leiter even against Stanton alone.
Yeah, without question. And right there's the first pitch, and that's a good sign. Cameron Rupp wanted that fastball in. It was in, but it was off the plate, in, not over the center of the plate. Out
towards center field, off the end of the bat. Nick Williams started back. Now he comes in. It's going to drop for a hit. Well, that's unfortunate, because the ball was up there for a long time.
Yeah, it was a great pitch, but Nick broke back on that ball. You know, you have to take into account who's hitting, and you see Nick looking up at the sun. You know, Stanton swings, you think immediately it's going to be over my head when it's elevated, but it didn't. But that initial step back that Nick took and the hesitation, no chance.
He wasn't happy. He thought it was a pop
and
out.
we're happy about that, because he could have been on second.
Yep. So a base runner, 3 pitches in, or I should say 4 pitches in. And Christian Yelich is the batter. Yelich 4 for 13 in the series. And on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Yelich has 2 doubles and a home run in this series so far. Like a lot of hitters, was kept in check last night, 0 for 3 with a walk. Try the same spot. It runs away, and it's 1-1.
Gotta like this from Thompson out of the gate. He's thrown 6 pitches and all have been fastballs.
And there's been some movement on the fastballs too.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable weapon if you can make it move.
Down and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Thompson, now 23 years old, came up for the first time last year. It didn't start well when he came up last year, but then he figured some things out and pitched well toward the end of the season. This year, he hasn't had the same kind of success, not only in AAA, but also in the majors. And it's 3-1 to Yelich.
And here's the danger area with this lineup. Now, you know, you get a bloop single, probably a ball misplayed by Nick Williams out in center. And now you fall behind against Yelich. I think if he throws something off speed, he might get him.
Well, there you go, up the first base line. He actually wasn't off speed. It was a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Again, it tailed, though, toward the outer edge.
And 3-1, you're looking to elevate possibly to the pull side if you're Christian Yelich. And that ball ran away, and he caught it off the end. And Tommy was a brave man to jump in front of that rocket.
Time now for our Nissan keys to the game.
Well, Jake Thompson learned from Leiter. Mark Leiter pitched a gem last night for 7 innings. Changing speeds, moving the ball in on the zone, moving the hitter's feet. And how good have we been lately since Rhys Hoskins has arrived? Keep delivering with runners in scoring position, gentlemen.
Yeah, since the Giants series, the Phillies numbers have been through the roof, which is a good thing. Here's Ozuna. And a breaking ball outside, 1-0. Ozuna has 3 hits and 10 at-bats in this series, couple home runs. His OPS for the year is up over 900. The on base and the slugging together. I think it's impressive that his on-base percentage is where it is because he swings at so many first pitches. He doesn't walk a whole lot. He'll get on base though with those base hits. He's got a .405 average when swinging at the first pitch.
Yeah, probably why you saw that breaking ball the first pitch. There it is again, that top hand practice swing. What?
Must be a Frank Menechino thing.
No, guys in
Milwaukee
was
doing it.
Yeah, look at the highest batting average, 2 outs and runner in scoring position. That doesn't mean you have to pitch to him right here. I know it's the first inning, but Real Muto swung the bat well in the second game of the doubleheader on Tuesday. Yesterday, though, against Leiter, not so much.
Leiter gave up 1 hit over 7 innings in yesterday's game. Low. Ball 3. Today's game is also available in Spanish. Just use the SAP button on your television or change the language through the menu on your cable box. Three balls, 1 strike to Ozuna. Fly ball center field. Well, Williams doesn't have to worry about coming in for this one. It'll take him back toward the track. Shading his eyes, he lost it. Oh boy. And it's a ground rule double, 1-0. Marlins on top. Well, poor Jake Thompson. 2 fly balls to center. That has resulted in a run and a misjudged ground rule double here. It happens. He was back in the right spot, but on the descent, he must have lost it.
You see him going back, and all of a sudden, when that glove comes up, you see the glare into the sunglasses. Just, yeah, it gets there and it doesn't come out. You can see him right there. It looks like I can't see it. I can't see it, but you know, unless you got Usain Bolt in left or right, they're not getting over there to help you.
Yeah, it's a helpless feeling for an
outfielder. Oh my gosh, nothing worse.
But everybody else take note on a day like this.
Well, I think the Phillies hitters should take note that if you hit a fly ball to center, run hard.
Real Muto takes inside, 1-0.
Yeah, you just hope you don't. Jake Thompson doesn't try to change how he's pitching. You know, I can't let him hit fly balls to center field.
One ball, 1 strike.
Well, that's the thing, though. Now it makes Thompson have to throw more pitches.
Real Muto tied up. He went as the first base umpire. That's Mike Everett. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jordan Baker behind home plate. Dreckman's at second. Woodring's around at third.
What they're sticking to that fastball first inning here. Like I said, though, but it's like 2 different pitches depending on how much it moves. He's thrown a couple that have really run, especially to Yelich. It ran hard away.
Got him. He actually threw something soft there, a changeup, and Real Muto strikes out. So a run does score on the RBI ground rule double by Marcell Ozuna. We'll go to the bottom of the first here in Philly. 1-0 as we go to the bottom half of the first inning. Let's take a look at Pete's lineup, brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. So Cesar leads it off, and then Freddie Galvis. Galvis has good numbers against Worley during his career. Williams, Hoskins, and Joseph. Kim starts in right field, the bottom third of Franco, Rupp, and Jake Thompson. And they will face Vance Worley, the former Phil prospect, who is 2-3 on the year. There's Cesar coming up, trying to get things started for the Phils and hopefully get on base, Murph, to get a run to tie this ball game up.
That is the plan, Tom. Indeed, 36 of the 41 home games for Cesar Hernandez. He has reached base safely in 36 of those 41 games. He has really been very quietly had a terrific season atop the Phillies lineup. When you take a look at the leadoff hitters across the National League, there you see his rankings in all the major categories. And keep in mind that Cesar Hernandez missed 5 weeks of the season, and he's still in the top third of all leadoff hitters in the National League in those categories. He's had terrific. He also leads the Phillies in runs, walks, and stolen bases. So he's been one of those guys that Pete Maccannon's been able to just pencil in every single day in the top of that lineup and you know, get good results, and that's what the Phils have been looking for out of that leadoff spot.
Yeah, and he lines out there, hits it sharply, and it's a good sign to see what he's doing over these last couple of games, because he had that stretch on the road where he was 5 for 31, 0 for 13 at one point during that stretch, but, and counting that line drive, 4 for his last 12 with 2 runs scored in this series. So your hope is that you can, you know, find something again if you're Cesar Hernandez and be as productive as the Phillies have relied on recently.
Double and triple in last night's game. Scored a run.
Yeah, when he went on the disabled list, it's kind of like Odubel Herrera. You're surprised how much you miss them when they go on the disabled list, because the Phillies tried all these different players leading off, and it just wasn't working.
Yeah, Cameron Perkins was up there for a while. I think Nick Williams even let off some. You know, and that's a problem. Yeah, you can kind of mix and match the middle. You know, Hoskins is hot right now, so of course he's going to stay there. Pete's had to mix and match the 3, 4, 5 hitters seemingly the entire season. But when you lose that leadoff hitter, it just changes the whole dynamics of your lineup. You know, 1 through 9.
Yeah, the Phillies were 9-22 while Cesar was on the disabled list. They had a team batting average of .239, which is 9 points lower than where it is right now. 3-1 pitch to Galvis, and he hits it foul. It's 3-2. Vance Worley's numbers: 37 strikeouts. Not necessarily a strikeout pitcher. Last 5 starts, though, the Marlins are 4-1 in those starts, and he has an ERA of 3.08.
Opponent's hitting almost 300 against him.
Change up. Actually, that may have been his 2-seamer that he usually runs off the hip of the lefty. A little lighter in velocity than what his normal 2-seamer would be. Oh yeah, that's a 2-seamer.
Good run on it. I think that's where somewhere, you know, we talked about Freddie the last homestand, how he started to work the ball the other way. And it appears to me that the last few games that I've seen, it seems like he's back in that pull mode again.
That could be why he's 1 for 12 in this series alone, and 1 for 17 since the Sunday game in San Francisco.
And that's what I mean. You know, you could get the scouting report and say, hey, Galvis is starting to hit the ball the other way. You know, but
Nick Williams is trying on different sunglasses, Johnny. Mickey's probably wondering, all right.
I like mine better. That's what Mickey said. Yeah, here, you can't work with those.
Can't remember who it was. It might have been Jamie Moyer when we were talking on the air. He said nobody wears those gargoyles anymore. The flip down ones.
Curtis Granderson.
He does wear those.
Yes, he does.
Got the eye black going. Hopefully something will help as the day moves on. He slipped coming out of the box, and for the first time since he's been called up, you don't see him sprinting up the first base line. There's been a little slipping going on around the home plate area over the last several days. Phillies go down in order. We'll go to the second. It's 1-0 Marlins. car, so why not give them the protection they deserve? A State Farm agent is here to help with the right home and auto coverage and discounts too. Talk to a Philadelphia area State Farm agent or call 800-STATE-FARM. We go to the second inning. Derek Dietrich will lead it off. Dietrich fouls the first pitch. He has struck out 8 times in this series for the Marlins. 3 for 13.
So what you're trying to say is they miss Martin Prado?
Maybe. His numbers have been decent since Prado left. But 8 times. Lays off 1-1.
No arm sleeve today.
It's a very comfortable day.
It is, but
let's see, what was it yesterday? Maybe that's why.
Like today, it's cooler than it was yesterday.
0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Maybe that was the change.
Yeah, that's out. But if you look in a garbage can somewhere in the visiting clubhouse, that baby's laying at the bottom of it.
Upstairs, 3-1. As a team, the Marlins are 4th in Major League Baseball on average at 265. Boy, that just missed. That'll be the first walk issued by Thompson. Keep up with the Phils even when you're stuck in the office. Stream every CSN game with the NBC Sports app. Download today to keep up with all your Philly teams. We promise we won't tell your boss. I mean, maybe we will, but
if we do, you better hope that your boss has a sense of humor.
Right, or is a Phillies fan. 80 degrees, sunny, really sunny. Slight breeze coming in from center. A.J. Ellis starting his second game of this series. I know A.J. hasn't caught a whole lot this year. This is his 29th game. He hasn't committed an error, and he doesn't have a passed ball in 29 games.
And you wonder why he sticks around, and I don't know what's his contract situation. I think
he's 1 year.
I think he's up after this year, and he'll find a job somewhere.
Yes, he will. Lefty pitchers, relievers, and really reliable defensive catchers like Jeff Mathis, who was with the Marlins. And I think is now still with the Arizona Diamondbacks. You know, Jeff never lights it up offensively, but man, can he catch.
That ERA goes down when he's behind the plate, and there's a reason for that.
And he's hit square in the back. And that'll put runners on first and second. Well, Thompson certainly didn't mean to do that.
It was interesting. Freddie Gonzalez started walking down with his hands up, and it wasn't toward Jake Thompson. I think they might have had a hit and run on there, and Dietrich didn't run. Well, not a good start to this inning.
All right, so Mike Aviles, who was 1 for 3 the other day in his start, hitting .244. And a fastball 0-1. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Breaking ball he tried to throw there, and you know, if you're Aviles right now, you just throw that pitch away and just look for that 2-seamer. And Thompson and Cameron Rupp have to be smart and try to get it away.
They do get the pitch away. It's a slider, and it's 2-1.
You know what I just noticed?
What's that?
I didn't realize above the Phillies bullpen and above the visitors bullpen there's flowers.
Yeah.
I just noticed that.
Well, that's you know why, John? Because you're stopping to smell the roses.
I am.
Your life is that good.
Yeah, it would have been better if I'd have won that lottery. Isn't that nice?
It's beautiful.
Be nice to get a double play right here.
A little in, 3-1.
Got a feeling there's no way they can send the runners here.
And ball 4. So that'll load the bases up. 2 walks and a hit by pitch. And that will bring Vance Worley to the plate.
And again, we keep bringing it. I'll bring it up again. You know, his command in the first inning was really good. You wonder if he's trying to keep the ball out of the middle of the plate, which every pitcher should. But, you know, when he gets behind, he's still not. He's still trying to hit corners. I don't know if he's trying to keep the ball out of the air, especially to center.
Well, you wonder if a pitcher ever thinks about that. I mean, it's 2 baseballs that were misjudged for different reasons. The first one because of Stanton hitting it. The other one because of the sky. Pretty quick conversation by Bob McClure. His last outing, Thompson's, he went 5 innings, allowed 9 hits and 2 earned runs against the Angels. That was his last major league outing. And Worley takes just a bit low, and it's 1-0. Worley overall hitting .286.
Vadimal can swing it, huh?
So 3 runs batted in.
I hope he doesn't get any here.
Pulls that to third. Franco steps on third, comes home, and they tag out Dietrich. 2 away. That is a sharp double play. And I wonder if Franco could have thought about it. It was hit so hard, if he could have turned a triple play around the horn.
Yeah, I think with the Veloso running, they might not have had trouble getting him at second, but really smart play by Franco right there. You know, one quick step. If he had to run 3 or 4 steps, it might have been a different play. But you look here, it's only 2 steps and a throw to home. And look how they cleared the runner, Dietrich. Dietrich didn't know. Dietrich thought he was scoring. He thought they were going to turn a regular double play. Well, we went irregular, and now it's going to take a 2-out hit to score someone. Great play, Maikel Franco.
Yeah, he gets 2 runners on first and second with 2 outs, and Rojas swinging a miss at a breaking ball. Watch the overhead. Boy,
Yeah,
he might have been able to turn
3, yeah.
If he had made a clean throw to second, I think they would have turned a triple play. Well, that would have been fun.
That would have been. That's a rally stopper, isn't it?
We're not too far removed from the anniversary. As that pitch is lined out to right field, Kim makes the catch. The anniversary of one of the Phillies' triple plays. No runs, no hits, 2 men left. Thompson works out of a bases loaded, no out jam. And now the Phils will face Worley when we get back. scored during the month of August, the Phillies will make a contribution to the Help Our Kids Radiothon, benefiting the Nemours Alfred I. DuPont Hospital for Children. You can find out more at nemours.org/radiothon. Phillies trail at 1-0. Rhys Hoskins will lead things off. And speaking of Hoskins, let's take a look at our Geico quote of the day. It's Pete talking about Rhys and Mark Leiter. I don't know who my favorite player is, either Leiter or Hoskins right now. I'm trying to make a decision on that. Right now, they're about tied. That's a manager that likes to win.
Yeah. Thing is, you can like Hoskins every day.
That is true.
No, I mean, you can like Leiter too. It's just you like him more when he's throwing 7 innings of one-hit ball.
Pete was saying the other day when he was meeting with the members of the media about Leiter starting, he said he is such a comfort to have in the bullpen as a long man. But obviously last night he was pretty comfortable out on the mound as a starter. As Hoskins takes strike one, it's 0-1. Hoskins 4 for 10 in this series with 7 runs batted in. In the air to left field. Going back on it is Ozuna. Back to the wall. It is gone. He did it again. His 8th home run of the season already. And he's tied this baby up at 1. Well, move over, Mark. I think he has his favorite player for today. Makes a winner out of Bobby Becker of Riverside, New Jersey. Bobby, we forgot to tell you that you are a McDonald's home run jackpot contestant. You've just won $100. Enjoy an ice cold delicious soft drink for only $1. I'm loving it. That's amazing.
Well, let me tell you something. It ain't that easy. But he makes it look real easy. Wow. Yep, there you go. He's his favorite.
You're my favorite player.
Yeah. just moved ahead of Mark Leiter right there. Thank you, Rhys.
0-1 pitch to Tommy Joseph. Outside and low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's amazing how decisions can be made with just one swing of the bat.
It's a game of adjustments, John.
It really is. He is some sort of special. Good Lordy.
And a line drive base hit for Tommy Joseph. That's his 5th hit of this series. So the Phils have a base runner with nobody out. Let's watch this swing again. Pitch cast presented by Mazda.
Well, that, you know, we talk about this a lot with hanging breaking balls. Most guys will take it because it's early in the count. You don't have to swing at it. It might not be a strike, but that ball travels great distances and it's already elevated for you. Look at Andrew Knapp. Wow, what just one guy added to the lineup and the difference that it's made with this team.
Estimated distance 400 feet, so it wasn't a cheapie at all.
What's Worley doing? How many stolen bases Tommy have this year?
Tommy has stolen 1.
Probably not a threat then.
Element of surprise, John.
Yeah.
You never know. Inside to Kim, 1-0. Will you look into the dugout and see whoever's calling the running game whether a throw's coming over as a first baseman?
No, I don't think we had it. I think that was up to Darren and the pitchers.
But you know a guy that can run and a guy that can't.
Well, you know, the amazing thing is, and I've been able to signal Darren with this a few times, is sometimes the first base coach will go over and tell him, hey, you know what you got, you're going, right? Like, do they not think I could hear? They think I was Larry Anderson. No one could hear out of one ear. And
they thought you were working on the honor system.
And Darren would peek down, and I'd like pick at my pants, and he'd either pitch out or throw a fastball away.
Kim takes inside. 3-1.
Now he might run.
Little looper out out to left field. Ozuna is not going to be able to catch that one. Back-to-back singles after the home run. And the Phillies have runners on first and second with nobody out for Maikel Franco.
I don't think any outfielders picked up the ball. Boy, I mean, Zuna, look at him now. He's looking at the scoreboard up there to see if he could have caught that ball. I mean, he actually was running at an angle more toward the left center field fence than directly toward the ball.
I thought he could have caught it from our vantage point, but we're not out there.
Yeah, but watch. I mean, look at this angle he's taking. It'd have been tough. He might have had to dive, and possibly he thought, you know what, I'll keep the double play in orders. If I dive and I don't catch it, it gets past me, another run scores, and Kim's either on second or third. The bottom part of the order coming up. You know, there's all kind of things. I don't know if you take all those into account. Those are things you think about before the pitch.
Bouncer foul. Franco is 1 for 8 with a run scored, a double in this series so far. One ball, one strike.
Tell you what, you got to give Pete McCann a lot of credit. You know, sticking Hoskins in that 4 spot, you know, it's a stretch. You know, it's one of those things. You know, do I hit him 8th or 4th? And Pete chose 4th today, and it seems to have worked out so far.
Just think about it, though. What you're saying, when Ryan Howard came up, he didn't bat cleanup.
No.
Giancarlo Stanton comes running in, and he makes the sliding grab. Unfortunately, Tommy Joseph was halfway, which is the rule book on that, the game book, playbook on it. And he goes back and can't tag.
Yeah, you can't tell me, though, that that's not helping Hoskins. You know, first game he hit, what, 7th, I think? And then Pete said, you know what, I like his approach. I'm going to hit him 4th. Even though he didn't get a hit, he hit him 4th. There's nothing better than coming to the ballpark knowing not only you're playing, but knowing where you're hitting before you get out of your car.
And that somebody has the confidence in you that you're going to be comfortable. Cameron Rupp 1 for 5 in the series, but Cam, with runners in scoring position, is 13 for his last 33. Over 300, which he's got one in scoring position here against his former teammate. And it's 0-1.
I can see Cameron get that right center field power stroke down right here. Hey, the Marlins outfielders do play deep, don't they?
Yes, they do. And they all have pretty good speed. Broken back ground ball to shortstop. Rojas quickly to second for 1. And a 6-4-3 double play. Side is retired. The Phils do get a run, though, on the home run by Rhys Hoskins. 8 home runs to begin his big league career. He and Trevor Story, who did it last year, 8 home runs in their first 15 games. Pretty good start. Phillies and Marlins even at 1. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fans section for all the information. Please submit your answer on the subject line. The question is, who was the last Marlin, John, to hit an inside the park home run? And it wasn't Chuck E. Carr.
Chuck E. Tightest uni I've ever seen a player wear.
He could pull it off.
Rolled
though,
up the sleeves. Oh, he was a pretty well-built young man. Not well liked by us.
What did he do to tick you off?
Some of his history on, not me. I probably wasn't paying attention, but he had some little, histrionics, and
he definitely had a little flair when he played. As Giancarlo Stanton takes a strike, it's 0-1. Ball, one strike. By the way, I understand that the boys in radio are giving you a little bit of a hard time right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out what. I'm assuming it could be any number of things, but
you think it could be the
probably the shirt,
probably the fact that you're not wearing the requisite shirt.
Yeah, I wore it.
You did wear it. You wore it all day, and you wore it well.
All day. And I had a meatball hoagie. Didn't get none of that on me.
Very
I'm like,
tasty.
all right, I'm locked in. And then we got the. I decided, let's have one more.
Uh-oh. That is not coming back. Off the wall in straightaway center field. 47 home runs, 100 RBIs. Giancarlo Stanton has now given the Marlins a 2-1 lead. That's a big man's home run right now.
Yeah, we've seen Ryan Howard hit a few up there on that batter's eye, but that's, again, it's a pitch. You see where they want it. You see where it was. Want it down. Hey, look at Cameron. As soon as Stanton hits it, watch Cameron. Just put your glove down and look up and watch it fly.
Talking about the sound a ball makes. That's all you really needed. You could have had your head down. You could have had head to the side. You could have been tucked away behind a seat.
We were talking last night to John McLaren after the game, and he said, he goes, that ball Hoskins hit was really, really loud. Rick Kranitz too. Those balls were loud.
So 21 post All-Star home runs, which is a Marlins franchise record. He now has 47 home runs, also a franchise record. And it's his second 100 RBI season. As Yelich takes outside 3-0. What do you do after you hit a home run over 400 feet? You go talk to the pitching coach.
Well, Juan Nieves, one of the great hitters of our time. American League pitcher, probably before Interleague, probably didn't get many ABs.
Probably didn't. Well, 424 is the estimated distance. The wall stopped it. It might have gone a little farther than that.
Yeah, they might want to check those bricks. So anyway,
back to your shirt.
The meatball, the hoagie, flawless. Nothing.
By the way, very tasty.
Very tasty. But then I was talking, eating an Italian hoagie.
You were being a conversationalist.
I was bridge builder, like I like to call myself. Man of the people, people person.
All those great things.
Yeah, and I was leaning back like this because Murph was probably telling his story, and I was bored. And I took a bite, and the next thing I know, I looked down, and my stomach made a gold glove play on whatever was dripping out of that Italian hoagie, which was delicious.
Right down there.
Yeah, it was a big circle, and so that's why I have to wear this different colored.
It's a very nice shirt, though.
Yeah.
That one did not make the cut this year, although we have them.
But now that we know what it looks like on TV, probably still won't make the cut.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
But we can wear it out and about.
Yeah. Golfing.
Yes.
Where is Murph, by the way? Normally he chimes in on these things and makes fun of me.
0-1 as that pitch is on the inside part of the plate.
I was too busy tweeting out pictures of your shirt. Just telling a story. Yeah.
Yeah, you put a shirt on. The first picture is the shirt without the stain, and then the second one is.
He did?
Yeah. Then the second one's the sandwich, and then the stain.
Did he really do that?
I'm giving him an idea. I'm giving you a storyline, Murph.
Thank you, Tom. I'm going to run with it.
No balls and 2 strikes.
The best part of that entire thing was his reaction when the sandwich hit the shirt.
I had turned around. I just heard the noise.
Not that we could say any of it on television, but it was funny.
Some 4-letter words came out.
Yeah, like darn.
Yeah, shoot. That's 5.
That's 5, but
shoe.
We know what you're saying.
Yeah.
1-2 to Ozuna.
I was having a pretty good day up to that. Although I was disappointed I didn't win the lottery, but you know I got over that pretty quickly.
Yeah, only one person won it, John. We don't even know that.
Who needs another 700 mil?
Ozuna bounces it foul. It remains 1-2. Thompson has given up the home runs in this inning.
Murph really bought into the fact that I was going to give him $1 million if I won. That's what's priceless.
There was a little bit of that crept into my mind.
Yeah. Well, that's why I didn't want to win it, because I didn't want to give him $1 million.
Another bounce foul. I think you would have survived if you gave him $1 million. Let's take a look at our State Farm combo. Day games here in 2017. Cesar 320, Ozuna 340. With 8 home runs, 38 runs batted in. Some guys like to play in day games.
Before they got that new stadium, they didn't play many day games, did they?
No. Over toward the hole. Galvis gets to it, slides and throws, not in time. It'll be a base hit for Ozuna. Now that'll put runners on first and second with nobody out.
Yeah, Larry Bow is looking. Cesar's looking in the dugout, checking it, but
it looked like Yelich got there.
Yeah, that's you know, a great secondary lead, not you know, picking up your teammate. No way you get Ozuna at first. And
I don't even know if Cesar had changed his footwork and become a first baseman, if they would have had it, if he had stretched a little bit more.
I don't think so. I think Yelich got a great jump on that, and great secondary lead and great jump. Now you got to be careful of a big inning right here.
Real Muto struck out his first time up. And he bounces it foul. It's 0-1. Four for 14 in the series. Real Muto playing first base today. He is making his 4th start at first base. He's caught 101 games this year, but they've started to move him over at first with Bohr on the DL.
Tell you what, he looked good over there Tuesday night, second game of that doubleheader.
Tied him up again, 0-2.
Maybe Jake's trying to run that ball in on him, see if we can get another grounder to Franco and another chance at a triple play. I doubt it, though. Real Muto runs too good. Tell you who was impressive running is Alfaro.
The way he moves,
yeah, he's quick.
Swing and a miss. Real Muto strikes out for the second time. 2 strikeouts for Thompson. Yeah, that'll bring Dietrich up.
Well, after two seam fastballs running in on his hands, they decide to go away with that breaking ball. And I guess Real Muto thought, well, there you go. Finally, one's going to break over the center of the plate. The problem was it was breaking the wrong way. For him, good for Jake Thompson and the Phillies.
Derek Dietrich walked his first time up.
Yelich out at second base has been trying to time Thompson. The pitch that he struck Real Muto out on, he kept inching off and inching off. Thompson held the ball and made him stop. That way he couldn't steal third, and he was trying it right there, trying to get a walking lead and have his momentum going toward third, maybe try to take third.
He does have a good secondary lead, even beyond, you know, trying to swipe the bag.
Yeah, and that's why he was safe at second base on that play by Ozuna.
Out toward right field. It's not deep. Kim coming in. He's going to play it on a hop, and a run will score. Kim's throw comes toward the plate. RBI single. It's now 3-1 Marlins. Well, not much you could do about that. It was just a little bloop out to right field.
Yeah, no man's land and no chance. Boy, Yelich got a great read on that one. Very impressive base running in this sequence by Christian Yelich. Good secondary lead off first. He beats the throw to second and got a great read on that ball and able to score. You see the ball, he gets jammed, but he checked where Kim was playing. He saw Kim was playing deep and realized the trajectory of the ball. There's no way he's going to catch it. Look at this. Ball's hit. He reads it perfect. Look at that. Just a couple shuffle steps. He reads it. Gone. No chance for Kim.
0-1 to A.J. Ellis. All right, now you got to minimize the damage after the home run and the base running by Yelich. Minimize the damage and hope that you can get A.J. Ellis to maybe ground into a double play. Outside. Swing and a miss. One ball and 2 strikes to Ellis, and it's 2-2.
Try to get something in on his hands right here.
Ooh, just missed.
Wow.
You see Cameron Rupp's reaction. Pitch cast presented by Mazda. Reacts the same way.
It wasn't even on the line.
Runners go from second. The pitch inside, ball 4.
Hey, what? Someone messed that one up. Ozuna took off. Dietrich didn't.
Freddie Gonzalez looking at the dugout. His body language tells you that somebody's messed up a couple
yeah,
times.
And remember the last hit bat with A.J. Ellis when he got hit by the pitch.
Yeah.
Freddie had his hands up like, you know, someone missed a sign.
All right, let's take a look at the pitch first. Boy, Jordan Baker having a tough at bat here.
Yeah,
there's a little confusion.
Yeah, well, you saw Dietrich put his head up like, yeah, I missed that sign.
Check swing, slow roller, foul. And it's 0-2.
Got to make a pitch here. You got the pitcher on deck, even though Worley's hitting. I'm sure his average went down 280 something, but can swing the bat.
Swing and a miss. He's down on strikes. 3 strikeouts for Thompson. Yeah, that does bring Worley up, the 8th man at bat in this inning.
And that's what we were talking about the other day with Aviles. Is, he has a, he opens up, but he can't get to that down and away pitch. And I mean, you see how his front hip opens up, that pitch breaks away, no chance. Now you can't, if you're Jake Thompson, you can't think I'm out of this because the pitcher's up.
Another breaking ball, and it's 0-2. Swing and a miss, and the inning is over. Back-to-back strikeouts. So I guess it could have been a whole lot worse. The Marlins leave the bases loaded. They score 2. They take a 3-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. You buy your local Ford store. Check out every new Ford car, truck, and SUV crossover at buyfordnow.com today. And by McDonald's. Enjoy an ice cold delicious soft drink for only $1. I'm loving it. Phillies trail at 3-1 as we go to the bottom half of the 3rd inning here at Citizens Bank Park. We'll say goodbye to the Marlins after today's game, and then tomorrow welcome in the Chicago Cubs. A 3-game series begins at 7:05 tomorrow night, 7:05 on Saturday as well. And then Sunday is a 1:35 ShopRite back-to-school alarm clock giveaway for children 14 and under.
And it'll wake you up.
And it'll wake you up.
I wonder if Joe Madden will use the 4 outfield thing with Hoskins.
The one that he used with, would you say Daniel Murphy?
Votto.
Oh, Votto, right, Votto.
You could put 8 of them out there where he's hitting them. It ain't going to bother him.
Yeah, 8 home runs for Hoskins. Seriously? Where the heck is it? Thompson sends one out towards center field. Yelich is going back, reaches out, he can't get it. And Thompson's going to pull into second base with a leadoff double.
Maybe it woke up our bats. I thought they were doing that in the truck to mess with us.
I thought they were too. They hit it. They hit it like Easter eggs. It's still going off in the back.
How about those Reese's eggs? Look at this little cutter from Vance Worley. You know, all good hitters stay on the ball. Look at how he gets his hands up and back. Great hitters like Jake Thompson stay on the ball and drive it the other way. Just out of the reach of Christian Yelich. Good effort by Yelich, but Thompson on. Now manufacture one, boys. Come on, Cesar. Get him to third.
Yeah, this game offensively is not over with Vance Worley on the mound. You can get some runs against him. That double for Thompson is his 5th career double. I should say his 2nd career double.
Moving up the list.
Cesar Hernandez has the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Check swing. Tom Woodring says he went around, and it's 1-2.
Getaway day.
I don't know. We've been kind of off a little bit on the check swings during this series. Maybe they have, but I think, are interpreting them wrong. Broken bat looper out towards second and caught by Rojas. There's the 2-seamer for Worley, which made him so good when he was a Phillies rookie. He won 11 games in 2011. And that 2-seamer was his out pitch. Galva struck out his first time up.
Oh, man.
That knocked A.J. Ellis' mask off and knocked him woozy a little bit.
Had to spit to make sure all the chiclets were still there. Oh, man.
It got it low, it looked like. Oh, yeah.
I don't know why anyone would want to do it.
Tools of ignorance.
Did that get him again?
I think that got the home plate umpire. A.J. Ellis is not a small man. Jordan Baker towers over him.
Hey, Freddie's not making many friends back there, is he?
Who else could he hit? Nobody left.
I hope a fan out there in the right field seats. Be nice. Yeah, in the hands, of course.
Right.
Souvenir.
In the breadbasket. Outside, 1-2. Worley was 18-13 in his 3 seasons with the Phillies, with an earned run average of 3.50. We talked to him down in Miami. He said his biggest goal right now is to just stay with one organization. He said he's kind of tired of bouncing around. He left the Phils, was traded to the Twins. He's played with the Orioles, Pittsburgh, and now with the Marlins.
Hasn't quite ventured out to the West Coast, has he?
He just bought a house in South Jersey, so I think he wants to stay. He wants to stay on the East Coast. Although, comes a point where you go where the job is.
Yeah. You go where you can pay for that house in South Jersey. I don't think he's at a point in his career where he can dictate where he goes.
He's 29 years old. He will turn 30 this September. That's an awfully close pitch, a little low, and it's 3-2.
mean, that doesn't look like the low strike is something that's being called.
Right on the line.
It's down by a lot. Inch.
Pickoff play is on. Thompson belly flops back to the bag. Thompson did not have that large of a lead.
They're just working on stuff now. Throwing over when Tommy's on first. Now trying to pick off Thompson at second. Come on, man.
In the dirt, ball 4. So the Phils have a couple base runners now for Nick Williams. Headed to the gym, the beach. Well, take CSN Podcast with you. From gearing up for your Eagles, Sixers, and Flyers to keeping up with every move the Phils make, CSN's got you covered. Subscribe and download now. Eagles have been practicing with the Dolphins this week, and now will play the Dolphins tonight.
I saw an old buddy of mine in when I was, where was I? Last Monday with team, the Sunday they left to the West Coast. On Monday I saw John Dornbos at a gas station.
Did he do a magic trick?
No, I thought he was. I thought he quit. He said, you know, he said, you know, he's going to give it one more shot. He said they have a couple other long snappers, but he said he hopes he can make the team again and play one more year with the Eagles.
But nobody that can do tricks like he can.
Oh, he's amazing.
1-0 to Nick Williams, who grounded out his first time up. Pulls that one toward the hole. Base hit it to right field. Thompson at third. The hold in there. Not going to test the arm of Giancarlo Stanton, particularly with Rhys Hoskins coming up. Rhys Hoskins coming up. Greg Murphy with our cold hard fact. Murph.
Thank you, Tom. Brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. Rhys Hoskins, 5 RBIs last night were the most by a Philly this season, and the most since Ryan Howard did it back in 2016. The last Philly rookie with 5 RBIs in a game, Aaron Altair, back in 2015. And Hoskins also becomes one of 8 rookies to do it so far this year, knocking in 5 or more runs in a ballgame.
I hope he knocks in 5 with one more swing.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
He's into some rarefied air as far as the home runs in his first 15 career games. 8 home runs in his first 15 career games. Trevor Story did it last year. Carlos Delgado has also done it during his career, but that's a span of 2 seasons.
Just look how quiet his lower half is. It's like that pitch left Vance Worley's hand, and he had no design to swing at it whatsoever because it was a ball out of his hand. Yeah, there's no jittery jumping around. I mean, it's just beautiful.
1-0 pitch coming to Hoskins. Fouls it away. Here's today's BMW home run replay, brought to you by your Delaware Valley BMW Centers.
Rhys Hoskins has become that driving machine that BMW advertises. He drove that one into the left field seats. The ultimate driving machine, BMW and Rhys Hoskins. I got a promo. I got an ad for him. Be his agent.
1 ball and 1 strike. Inside, 2-1.
Can you imagine if he hits one out here? I mean, this place is going to go absolutely nuts.
To have back-to-back games with 5 RBIs. The Fanatic's waiting. He's all set up and ready to go right over the StubHub sign behind Marcell Ozuna. Got a good pitch to hit. He fouled it back. It's 2-2.
Now here's what you like. Up into 2 strikes, he knows what he wants to do. But with 2 strikes now, it's just
different approach.
See it and hit it. AJL is probably saying, look, he hit a home run on a breaking ball, but we got to throw one right here. Don't be afraid to bounce it. I'll block it. We got to try to get a swing and miss.
This is Hoskins' 61st plate appearance since being called up. And he lines it out to center field. Yelich coming in. It's going to drop for a base hit. One run is in. Here comes Galvis. He read it beautifully. And the Phillies have tied this game up at 3.
Amazing. He took 2 shots and tried to drive them all in and himself. 2 strikes, shorten up, stay in the middle of the field. He's doing things we haven't seen in a long, long time in this game.
Yeah, 19 RBIs in his first 15 games in the big leagues.
It's a fastball out over the plate, but you see how he got jabbed on a pitch down the middle. And you know why? Because he's protecting 17 inches. He's not protecting one side or the other, and that's why he got jammed, but he's strong enough. He fights that ball up into center field. Good read by Freddie. Good coaching by Juan Samuel. And Marlins 3, Rhys Hoskins 3.
Yeah. Well, the good news is the Phillies are not done yet because they've got Tommy Joseph up with 1 man down. Tommy singled his last time up. High 1-0. Now Rhys, for the rest of this year, I mean, he's going to exceed his rookie status because it's 130 at bats or 50 innings in the big leagues, and it's going to be hard for him to obviously capture Cody Bellinger. And fans have asked about that. You know, what would his rookie status be going into next year? That ball's hit well deep to left field. Tommy Joseph has just gone yard. A 3-run home run to give the Phils a 6-3 lead. Well, if they ever could figure out how to get these two to coexist, and they're swinging like this way, that's a pretty good 1-2 punch in the middle of the lineup. Nice grab, by the way, by the youngster out in the stands. That's a pretty cool souvenir.
Yeah, down and away, and Vance Worley didn't get it there. Out over the center of the plate, elevated. Put the barrel on it. Strong as Tommy is, it goes, and the youngster out there with the great defensive play.
So you can take that baseball, young man, and you can get it autographed by Tommy Joseph if you want to. Hey, Mom, let's go.
Yeah, you got to get adult supervision first.
Kim takes a strike.
How about youth being served in this series?
Yeah,
Tommy, Nick gets a base hit.
Oh, I thought you meant about the catches in the stands.
Well, those too, but you know, your 3, 4, 5 hitters are all relatively young as far as big league experience goes.
Kim singled his first time up. Pulls that one sharply to second. 2 outs. Hoskins' 2-run single, followed by Tommy Joseph's 3-run home run, has now given the Phils a 3-run lead here at Citizens Bank Park, which has really become a launching pad over the last couple of days. What a baby, Tommy. 19 home runs, 63 runs batted in. Bronco scalds one. Hey, way to bend down.
Was
Just trying to stay alive, John.
Yeah, but 1-1, you throw a defensive swing up there. Looked like that swing we saw yesterday in that Police Athletic League softball game.
Popped up over toward first. Realmuto puts it away. Well, we've seen some very good swings. That wasn't one of them, but we've seen some very good swings in this inning. Tommy Joseph's 3-run home run caps a 5-run inning for the Phils. Well, that youngster makes a heck of a catch. Phillies on top 6-3 as we go to the 4th. A whole lot of smiles going on. Working hours by ordering the Fellows Aromax Pro Air Purifier. It cleans the air of toxins and allergens and clears the air for your employees. Literally. Nobody does it better than who? But W.B. Mason.
Well, Jake, let's go.
Yeah, time to bear down.
They gave you the lead. You were part of it with that double. But now it's time to shut them down and get those bats back in that Phillies dugout.
Up and in, 1 ball and no strikes.
Well, we talked in there in the room while we were eating that this had the chance to be possibly a high-scoring game, offensive day.
Yeah, and partly because of the conditions and what we've seen the last few days.
But you know, besides yesterday with Leiter shutting them down, but you know, both offenses have been putting up a ton of runs. Now you throw a day game in there and the way the ball's flying.
At the knees, and Jordan Baker gives it to him this time, and it's 2-1. Rojas is 0 for 2. He's lined out softly on a bunt attempt, and he is flied out to right field. Bouncer toward the middle to his left. Galvis, he's got it. Boy, that was a nice clean hop for him. 1 out here in the 4th. Now that'll bring Stanton to the plate. Stanton reaching 100 RBIs his last at bat. He is the 2nd fastest Marlin to do that. He's done it here in the 126th game. Mike Lowell reached 100 RBIs in 122 games in 2003. You want to talk about an understated offensive player? I mean, that guy was good.
Yeah, he was, and could pick it too at third. Good man.
Stanton has scored twice today. Bouncer left side. And Michael Franco had a little trouble getting that one going, but he did. 2 outs. RBI Baseball 2017 is out now for Xbox One, PS4, iOS, and Android. Enjoy fast-paced pick-up-and-play MLB action, packed with all your favorite MLB teams, players, ballparks, and much more. Your breakout MLB season is here. You better come ready to play. Learn more at RBIGame.com. And now Yelich, who's 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Out to left field. Hoskins on the run toward the line and reaches down. He can't grab it. It's off the edge of his glove. So Yelich will have his 30th double of the year. It's the ball he talked about. I guess we were out in San Diego where he said, left-handed hitter, it's going to keep slicing away from me. And that's what that one did.
Yeah, you can see Yelich how he sliced that ball. You can see the spin on the ball. How it's going to run away from you. That might be one. If you asked Rhys after this game, I guarantee he said I should have caught that ball.
Is there a way to save a few steps, you think, on that, or is it the curl in?
Yeah, you have to take a direct route. You have to try to guesstimate where the ball is going to be, where it's going to land, and just put your head down and run till you get to that spot.
Well, for Yelich, it's his 4th straight 30 double season. It was double number 30 on the year. And Marcell Ozuna is the batter.
I wonder what he was looking for there. He might be getting to that point where he's thinking that, probably going to pitch around me, throw me a breaking ball, see if I'll chase. Tricked him with a fastball right down the middle.
Got into his kitchen. Out towards shallow left. Hoskins started back. But Galvis is there. Again, just like Stanton in the first inning. Big guy, big swing, short fly ball. But Thompson works out of a second base runner. Defensive play of the game, and sometimes we got to look outside the ball field. That's right. This is Tommy Joseph's home run, and that young man in the right spot, right time, with a perfect form to corral that home run. Great reaction too. The fanatic was in the neighborhood, so he got a reaction from him as well. And because he was able to make that grab, he gets a chance to chat with Greg Murphy. Murph?
Yeah, normally I wait till the end of the game to interview the star of the game, but why wait? Say hello to Zach Witt, his mom Pam, his buddy Todd over here. Wow, Zach, that was one heck of a catch. You are the Hyundai defensive play of the game. That's got to feel pretty special. I saw you sizing it up. Did you know you had it the whole way?
Oh yeah, I saw it right off the bat. It was like right there. I just put my glove up. It was right there.
Now this guy's a ball player, as you can tell. He plays for the Boyertown Bears out there in Boyertown, Pennsylvania, which is a good program, by the way. So tell me a little bit about your baseball career. Are you an infielder or an outfielder? You play a little bit of everything?
Yeah, I'm in shortstop, but I pitch a lot. So yeah, main position is shortstop.
Okay, so it comes off the bat, and you think to yourself, Mom, you knew it was coming your way, but you said that you looked down and you saw Zach had his glove up, and you thought what?
I just thought, oh my word, that ball's coming our way. The next thing I know, Zach is standing up, and I'm like, oh my word.
So you come out to a Phillies game, you're sitting out and you bring your glove, which is always a smart thing. You catch a home run ball, you get hugged by the fanatic, you get to do a TV interview. It's a pretty good day, huh?
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
And the best part is he's going to go down and get that baseball signed by Tommy Joseph after the game as well. So, guys, congratulations. I don't know what else can happen today. Maybe someone will bring you some free food or something. That would be good. But
that would be good.
Tom, you guys would like that,
yeah.
Right? All right, we'll see what we can do.
We got Italian hoagies up here that are. That might
yes,
have
we
his
do.
name
Maybe
on
we'll
them.
bring you some hoagies. We have them up in the office. So, but congratulations and hold on to that ball. Cherish that, okay? And guys, let me just point this out as well. Zach is here with part of Kisses for Kyle, which is an organization that supports childhood cancer. Zach, my man, right here, cancer survivor, and doing well, and still going through treatment, but doing very well. So, an even more special day for him as he's here with that organization, guys.
Great job, Murph.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Well, it was fun to see. We saw the young man down the first base line make the catch yesterday. It's not just for adults in the stands.
No.
Rupp draws ball 4. So he is aboard, and here comes Thompson. Does that double last time change your thoughts on whether he'd sacrifice here?
No.
Here's the catch again. Attaboy, Zach.
How about that? First answer. Oh, yeah, I had it all the way. Read it good off the bat.
Right off the bat.
Read it right off the bat. Maybe it does. He's not bunting.
He peeks down at Juan Samuel again. Third baseman Dietrich is in on the grass. Now he squares. And he hits it out toward right field. Stanton going back on it. And Stanton reaches up and makes the catch as he goes into the scoreboard. Man, that ball carried.
Man. But he's made a heck of a play off Cameron Perkins in right center. The diving sliding catch he made last inning, or 2 innings ago, and now this one straight at him. He can go either way. He can go left, he can go right, or directly over his head. Helps to be 6'5" and lengthy, but that's a heck of a play. Think about how big an inning this could be if that ball gets past him.
Cesar is 0 for 2. He's lined out and he's popped out. Outside, 1-0. Broken bat looper to right field. That's going to drop for a hit. Cameron did a 360, not knowing where the ball was, and now going to third, and he just gets there. He literally did a pirouette in the base path.
Yeah, a little 360 turn. Just get him aligned right.
What if he was playing a song in his head?
Watch him. I'm going. Oh no! Now watch where he steps on second, directly on top of the base. I mean, a lot of things wrong there, and then he cruises in and has to take that quick last step because, well, here comes the throw.
Started laughing when he got to third. We were talking to Sammy. That's the thing about Cam, is that when we talk to him either later today or after or tomorrow, he'll have a little bit of fun about it.
Like he did with the chest protector.
That's right. If he's smart, he goes back at you about the stain on your shirt.
Wow. I'm sure he's done it too. He looks like he can graze pretty good too.
Freddie Galvis was walked and scored.
Cesar goes here.
Phillies have 1 stolen base in the last 7 games. They've been kind of conservative. I think we'd love to see it.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything safe today. Ball's flying out of this place. It's carrying to all fields. You got to try to get as many as you can when you can get them.
came back to the two-seamer. So Freddie strikes out for the second time, just the second strikeout for Worley. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Find your favorite model today. Toyota, let's go places. Zawa has become a workhorse for the Marlins. He's warming up again.
Didn't they get him to be their 7th, 8th inning guy?
I believe that was the thought. Nick Williams trying to get a 2-out base hit. And he lines it to right center field. Yelich is on the run. He won't get it. It's going to go to the wall. 1 run is in. Cesar's already around third. And Williams will have a 2-run double. Boy, these rookies are really swinging the bat, aren't they?
Yeah, it's so fun to watch. So fun to watch. Nick Williams, we talked about it since his call-up. Aggressive early in the count. Worley gets that fastball down, and that's the pitch that Nick can absolutely hammer. Struggles with some off-speed stuff, struggles with balls up in the zone with velocity, but man, you throw something waist down to him, he's going to put a good swing on it.
And now Hoskins, who has 3 RBIs already today, a home run and a 2-run single. 1 ball, no strikes.
.426 on base, 800 slugging.
That's a pretty good OPS there, Jim.
Well, if you like that thing.
Inside.
It's an interesting little note.
Two and one. First player to accomplish this since Dick Stewart in 1958 to have 19 RBIs.
He ain't done.
In his first 15 games. He's got another one out there right now.
Well, he's in scoring position when he takes the donut off his bat.
Whacks it foul. Dick Stewart played for 10 years in the big leagues. Lifetime .264 hitter. Hit 228 home runs during those 10 years. On the outside corner with that two-seamer. So Worley finally solves Rhys Hoskins, but another rookie stepped up. And that was Nick Williams. A 2-run doubles giving the Phils an 8-3 lead as we go to the 5th. Marlins are back in town. It's our final Hatfield Phillies Frank dollar dog night of the season. Mark it on your calendar. Get your tickets by going to Phillies.com.
All right, so I'm drawing a blank. What was the question again? The Stump the Fan?
The last Marlin to have an inside the park home run.
Okay, and it wasn't Chuck E. Carr.
It wasn't Chuck E. Carr.
I hate having to think this early.
They had some fast guys in their history. Well, we won't ask you the question again until after 3 o'clock. That'll be a little later. Two balls and no strikes as we begin the 5th inning. JT Real Muto, Derek Dietrich, AJ Ellis. Broken bat, line drive, deep left field. Hoskins is there, and he makes the catch. I didn't think that had a chance to travel out.
He broke his bat.
Went pretty far for a broken bat. Not Manny Ramirez.
No,
far.
but that's what I mean. You know, you got to keep putting points on the board. Nothing's safe. So they had two fast guys at the top of their lineup. Luis Castillo was one, but I can't remember who.
Former Phil.
Other one was.
Former Phil outfielder.
Izzy?
No, good guess.
No. Now I got to think about two things. Marlins and Phillies.
Well, I can get you off it if you want to, because he's not the answer. So that crosses something off your list. Ground ball to first, foul ball. Ball pinballs right past Tommy Joseph.
All right, so it wasn't him.
No, it wasn't Juan Pierre.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
One of the nicest people you'll ever come across in the game of baseball, Juan Pierre.
Thought you were giving me another hint. I was going to say, if he played for us, couldn't have been that nice.
Upstairs. Well, Izzy played for us.
Yeah, Dale Murphy.
Yeah.
List pretty much ends there. The Tommy Green's nice. Stock.
Yeah.
Mickey, no. No, can't go with Mick.
Do you have a swing? No. And it hit Derek Dietrich. Cameron Rupp just looked into the dugout as to whether that ball hit the bat or not. Dietrich has been hit by a pitch now 69 times. It's like it hit him right in the wrist.
Yeah. Yeah, got him in the wrist.
Now Don Mattingly's going to go out.
Well, you remember Tuesday night when he hit that ball off his foot, and didn't seem to be a big effort to get out there and make sure he was all right.
Nope, athletic trainer this time jumped out.
I guess if it's above the waist, I guess we'll check on him.
He's got it packed up pretty good on that wrist.
Donnie's in good shape, isn't he?
Donnie's in very good shape. Talked to him yesterday. He was wearing a Yogi t-shirt in honor of his good buddy, the late Yogi Berra.
That was a special man.
Over the head of AJ Ellis, who was hit by a pitch.
God, he hit him his first at bat in the back.
Yeah, he did. He walked his last at bat. AJ has caught Thompson before.
Maybe he didn't call the right pitches.
That went right past his
No
coconut.
kidding. That almost skimmed the top of his helmet. That's what kids need to learn now. The kids play now, they don't know how to get out of the way of a ball.
In the air to left center field.
Payback.
That is well struck. On the run is Williams, and it is gone. 2-run home run for A.J. Ellis, his 4th of the year. And it's now an 8-5 ball game. And John, I think what you said before is absolutely right. You can't sit down on your laurels today. You got to keep adding on.
Yeah, well, one, this team's too powerful, and you know, you walk or you hit the leadoff hitter in the or second hitter in the inning. You throw one over a guy's head accidentally, and then to throw one right down the middle. Oh. That big neon sign flashing toward home plate. Hit me, hit me, hit me. Guess what? A.J. Ellis hit you.
Aviles outside, 1-0. Popped up over toward first base. Tommy Joseph is under it, shading his eyes. And there are 2 outs, and Worley will bat.
Wow.
I thought Talise was going to come up and pinch hit for him.
What, you don't see many guys starting a game, gave up 8 runs in 4 innings, and get the hit.
Bounce over to third. Big hop for Maikel Franco. And the inning is over. So the Marlins do score 2 more runs of the 2-run home run by A.J. Ellis. It's their 2nd home run of the day. We're through 5, or through 4.5, I should say, down at the top of the 5th. For our Citizens Bank minor league report, Citizens Bank, the official bank of the Phils. Visit citizensbank.com. Well, how about Derek Hall? Yesterday, he had 2 home runs for the Lakewood Blue Claws, 25 and 26, and picked up his 93rd RBI of the season, established a new single-season franchise record for home runs and RBIs. Lakewood defeated Hagerstown 14-4. Johnny, I talked to Marty Malloy today, who's the manager of the Lakewood Blue Claws, and I asked him about Derek and what he has done this season. He said, well, think about it. You know, we get the season started and he's working out before our first game, and he sustains a high ankle sprain, so he misses the first couple weeks of the season. So he's
got 90-something RBI.
And he said, think about that. He said he'd have over 100 RBIs and probably over 30 home runs if not for that injury. He said what he's done is pretty spectacular. And he also said that, you know, he set a record for RBIs in a game last night. And he said, don't forget, he grounded out to second in his first at-bats and still picked up.
What position does he play?
First base. Tommy Joseph will lead it off. Joseph has homered today. 3-run home run and a single against Junichi Tozawa here. He said he's improved defensively. He said he just has legit power. He said you can't teach it. He said it's remarkable and a testament to how he's developed as a player. He also said that with all the young players he has, Hazley, Moniak, guys like that, he said he's a college guy, 22 years old. He said he has that presence when he comes up to the plate. He said you need that in the Southland League.
But isn't Hazley, he's a college guy too.
College guy, yeah.
You hope that their track to the big leagues is faster because they've had that college experience.
Ball's hit sharply foul.
Tell you what, the best read I've ever seen. Juan Samuel right there. Hands on the hips, just turned his head and watch it go by.
That's right, Sammy. You got to look the part.
Always smooth.
I got to tell you that, you know, we've heaped a lot of praise on Juan Samuel over in the third base coach's box for his maneuvers. You know, your buddy's going to be
Mickey
upset that we haven't heaped the same kind of praise on how smooth. And
well, I'll tell you this. After what game was it when he missed the Nick Williams hit the homer and he missed him?
Yep.
He's been pretty good the last few.
Getting out.
He was way out in front of Tommy when Tommy hit his today. He's getting better. He'll learn. He's young. He'll figure it out. Get that hip fixed too. He'll get a better first step.
1-2 to Tommy Joseph. And Joseph lines it to right center field. That'll be another base hit, and that one is going to go toward the track. Joseph's on his way to second, and he is there, sliding comfortably. All he needs is a triple, a single, home run, and now a double.
I thought that could have been a triple. I mean, you see where Stanton got this ball? Like, by the time he threw it, he was almost in dead center. Playing Tommy to pull. Tommy, great swing though. High pitch out over the plate. Hit it in the perfect spot. Try to pull that ball, you probably pop it up. Look where Stanton is though. He's almost in center field.
You're right though. That would have been a triple if he didn't cut it off.
Yeah, it would have. He rolled to that 398 sign out there.
Kim is 1 for 2.
Here's where, again, situational baseball. You got to get him over. Put it back to a grand slam, has to tie it. You have to hit a grand slam to tie it. And Kim has rolled over to the right side a bunch since he's been a Philly. So one more time would be special. Base hit would be better, but
split. It's 1-2. Terrian is warming up in the bullpen for the Phils. If we get down to Jake Thompson's spot, they may use a pinch hitter. He may come out anyway.
No kidding. Hopefully you need a sacrifice fly. He can elevate that ball to right field. Pretty textbook right there by A.J. Ellis. I think A.J. Ellis might be one of those catchers that as long as he feels like playing, he'll keep playing. David Ross type. Just perfect. How he angled his body so when it hit the chest protector, it went straight down instead of having it turn, having his body turned a little bit where it could deflect to either side.
Ground ball right side.
Beautiful.
So he does the job, gets the runner over to third. 4-3 on the putout, and that'll bring Franco up. Well, just like in April, the Phillies are offering a fantastic new student steal for all high school, college, and graduate students. It's $15 plus you get $12 credit on top of it for the concession stands like Bull's Barbecue, Primo's Hoagies, Chickies and Pete's Crab Fries, and Tony Luke's. You can also get a hot dog and a soda. It's good for all home games in September. Order as many as you like. Go to Phillies.com/studentsteal. They're going to walk Franco intentionally, which could set up the potential for a double play with Cameron Rupp coming up. Cameron's hit into a double play. He's also walked in today's game.
This is where you have to tell yourself, if you're Cameron Rupp, try to stay in the center of the field. Try to hit the ball to right center. That way you don't pull off possibly on this Tazawa split finger that he has and roll over a grounder at either Dietrich or Rojas at shortstop. Stay on a ball right here. Strong enough if you get jammed, you hit it far enough. I mean, you saw what Real Muto did on a broken bat. That would scored me on third. Cameron has to stay in the center of the field right here. Ty Kelly on deck, I would imagine, right?
Mm-hmm. In the dirt, and it's 2-1.
Another great play by Ellison, and that's why, you know, sometimes depending on the catcher, you can eliminate a trick pitch like that, a split. You don't know if the catcher's going to block. You don't want to risk it, but you know, with Ellis back there, I mean, it's just perfect. It's like a person who can spin a golf ball. It just hits and kind of just takes one bounce and stops because he deadens it. Masterful.
Popped him up. Real Muto is over, but it's going to be back into the crowd. Fortunately for the Phillies, 2-2.
And an adult missed it. And a kid got it. Is that a kid? I couldn't tell.
I think that's an adult.
I saw the adult miss it. Leave it to the kids. Youth of America.
Ground ball third, foul. Andy Rabel's going to pick up that errant toss from Juan Samuel. Toss to that young lady. Swing and a miss. Got it with a changeup. So Rupp strikes out. First strikeout for Tazawa. And Ty Kelly's coming up to pinch hit for Jake Thompson. So Thompson goes 5 innings today, 7 hits and 5 runs. Now Jake is hoping that his bullpen can hold this 3-run lead.
Yeah, right when Ty Kelly was introduced, Real Muto was looking in the Marlins dugout to see if he wanted to hold Franco on, or could he play behind him or play in front of Franco to give him some room in case Kelly gets something he can pull. Apparently we're going to double steal with the pinch hitter up.
Got blazing speed on the base paths.
Well, they can fly. Ty Kelly took that top hand swing a little too literal, didn't he?
He did.
Bottom hand slipped off that bat.
He just asked if that was a strike. I don't even know if it reached the plate to be a strike. Fouls it away. Now it's 0-2. Now you're going to be leery of the off-speed pitch.
Yeah, maybe AJL will mess up. Bounce one, get away from him.
Ground ball smothered by Real Muto over at first. And the inning is over. Phillies get a leadoff double, but leave 2. We'll go to the 6th inning. It's the Phils 8, the Marlins 5. Is heating up through the dog days of summer. Nick arrived at the end of June and put together a solid July, but that was just the preview for August. Just a little past the halfway point of the month, and Williams is batting above 300 with an on-base percentage near 400. The 23-year-old rookie has been very consistent at the plate, has offered some leather support as well when called upon. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. So the Fanatic is trying to engage one of the game umpires in between innings. I'm not sure if he's allowed to do that. And the Fanatic has been tossed from the game. His skid isn't even over yet. Umpire doesn't want to hear anything. A very young umpire. But the Fanatic has friends that will come to his defense. That's right. Iggy is going to take care of the situation, and the umpire is gone. Mascot hijinks, John.
That looked like Video Dan going after that meatball hoagie today.
Video Dan Stevenson did pay us a visit today in the broadcast workroom.
After he had breakfast. Said he needed a snack.
Emmy award-winning Video Dan Stevenson.
I tell you what, that man is talented. He had everyone at Darren's service. He put a thing together in the church. It was very, very emotional.
I'm sure it was. Even the little bits that he put together here after Dutch had passed away were pretty incredible. 1 ball and 2 strikes. He also had an incredible shirt on today too. Very colorful. It had a sprinkling, a potpourri of colors.
Yeah,
in
it did. Yeah, kaleidoscope.
A kaleidoscope. I hope he emerges from the back room and is out near the field at one point so we can show off his shirt for today.
In his dungeon?
From his dungeon. 1-2 to Rojas, who is 0 for 3 today, facing Terrian on in relief of Jake Thompson. Upstairs with a fastball, 2-2. Out of play. Over to first base. Tommy Joseph is there. Nice play. Excellent fundamentals all the way around. One away. Time now for the Jeep Stuff the Fans Trivia Quiz answer. All right, John, here's the question. Who was the last Marlin to hit an inside the park home run?
I can't. I didn't get this one. I know it now because I've guessed like every player in Marlins history.
Chucky Carr.
Chucky.
Juan Pierre. Luis Castillo.
Stanton.
Yep.
I would have gone Yelich and Ozuna. But it was actually Real Muto.
JT Real Muto back in September of 2015. Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. It's not who I thought it would be. Although I have to say that if it was going to be at Marlins Park, that's the park that you would do it. It's a big ballpark. Swing and a miss, 1-1.
And Real Muto can run. You know, you kind of label the catchers as not having blazing speed, but Real Muto can get around the bases.
Good pitch. Fastball toward the outer edge, 1-2. Boy, that had some cut to it, didn't it?
Yeah. Throw another one. We're going out there again.
Stanton has 36 home runs now as the #2 hitter for the Marlins this year. 36 of his 47. That is not the record for home runs by a #2 hitter in baseball. Eddie Matthews in 1959 hit 46 home runs from the #2 spot. Bouncer over to third, and Franco throws him out for a second time today. That's a pretty good piece of pitching there by Terrian.
Yeah, cutter away, fastball in, jam him, and hit a grounder to Franco. Textbook. Even though Cameron wanted that pitch.
Oh, it did run back more.
Wow, I thought that was in more. Just watching the naked eye. Again, it's like Larry Anderson said, you know, hanging breaking balls. Maybe he doesn't know what to do with it.
Here's Yelich, who's 1 for 2. At the knees, 0-1. There's some good life. Bouncing ball, foul.
So you remember when all the maple bats were all breaking and
Yes.
fans were getting hit, and the one guy for the Marlins I think got hit and it stuck in him. Can't remember who. He's on third base, and then they put that thing on the bat, the lighter colored thing that says that has to be facing toward whatever.
Right. There's a liner out toward left, and that's a bullet out of the ballpark by Christian Yelich. And it's now an 8-6 ball game. Third home run today for the Marlins. And the 15th for Yelich.
It didn't take long to get out of here.
That's some good opposite field power.
But again, it's what we go back to. You know, you execute. Kim does a great job to get Tommy over to third base. We can't bring him in. I'm not sure Cameron wanted that ball down a little more, but it had good life running away. Just a better piece of hitting by Christian Yelich.
Breaking ball to Ozuna. Well, Yelich now with 5 hits, making 6 hits in this series, and 5 extra base hits. Popped up. Rupp off with the mask, and that'll be back into the seats. All right, good. What was your thought about the maple bats you were talking about?
Well, you know, they have that thing, and it had to be either facing. I think it had to be facing away from the home plate umpire or something.
Okay, yeah.
Whichever. Like, how do you know?
I don't know. I don't know how you're that conscious of it.
But like who would see that and say, okay, that's not legal? Like, you got to go back to replay.
I don't know if anybody would monitor it that closely.
I don't know what.
It was Tyler Colvin from the Cubs who was hit over third base.
It was in Miami, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dave Hollins, when Dave Hollins hit it, his bat would spin in a complete circle.
Would it really?
Yeah, it was. He didn't even know he did it, but yeah, his bat would spin. The way he gripped and regripped the bat, waiting for the pitch to come. I'm pretty sure that would have messed him up.
Outside, ball 4. So Ozuna walks, and that brings Real Muto to the plate in an 8-6 ball game.
And Freddie's going in to talk to Terrian and hopefully just, you know, calm him down, relax him a little bit. Philly's getting Obi Milner up to get ready.
Yeah,
so getting him ready quick. Max taking a little slow stroll out to Terrian to give Milner some time to get to Dietrich. If Dietrich hits this inning.
Pete mentioned today when he was talking to Scott before the manager's show, Scott Fransky, that Adam Morgan is probably down today, and
Ramos.
There's a good chance that Ramos will be down today. Jordan Baker coming out to break up the conversation. Bob said something to him.
Yeah, it took the. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he could be arguing balls and strikes for this inning.
Hey, there were a few pitches earlier in the game that I think we all thought were strikes that were.
Yeah, but 8-6. It seems like every other pitch has been a strike, has been hit.
All right, Real Muto is 0 for 3. He's struck out twice. He's flied out to left field. And he takes a slider down and away. Terrian has had such a rise through the Phillies system here in 2017. Spent some time in Reading and Lehigh Valley. Fly ball left center field. Williams is out there. It's carrying toward the fence. He's looking for it. He jumps and it's off the top of the wall. And this is going to be trouble. Ozuna's going to score. Real Muto is rounding third, heading for home, and he's going to score. It'll be an inside the park home run, and the Marlins have tied the game up at 8. Just as we wrapped up the Jeep Stump the Fans trivia question, saying he was the last one to hit an inside the park home run for the Marlins, he hits another one here today. I mean, that ball took off his bat.
You see Nick going after it right here, and he thought he had a chance. Looked like that ball hit off that chain link fence. But the amazing thing about Real Muto getting this inside the park homer, he thought it was out or Nick was going to catch it, so he wasn't running hard to first. But I mentioned, for a catcher, he runs well. See how he cuts the bases perfectly. Freddie Gonzalez waving him all the way, and no chance to get him.
Well, there was no backup either for Nick Williams, so we're tied up at 8 here in the top of the 6th, and another pitching change. Thirds of an inning, he allowed 2 home runs, including an inside the park home run. Because of the goofy inside the park home run that was scored out in San Francisco last week, the Phillies have allowed 2 inside the park home runs now in the last week. Nick Williams wasn't able to track that ball, was so high off the wall. And Hyun-Soo Kim, you're always supposed to be moving, and
yes.
I don't know if Kim would have been able to make a play on it, but he needed to be running over and backing that ball up.
Sprinting to center field because of that angle out there.
Wow. And Dietrich is hit again. Third hitter hit today for the Marlins. The second time Dietrich's been hit. He's now at 70 for his career. Here's the wide angle shot. See Kim?
Yeah, he's not running at all. And that's where, as soon as that ball's hit, you got to take off. That's too late right there. I mean, as soon as that ball's hit, you got to sprint. You got to sprint towards center field, knowing that there's a possibility that it's going to carry him back towards center, but towards right field also. And like you said, who knows if he would have, but you'd like to see it have the opportunity.
Yeah.
I don't think we like Dietrich.
Well, he's been hit by a pitch twice. He's walked. He's also singled home a run. Now it's A.J. Ellis, who had a 2-run home run his last time up. So we're all square here at the top of the 6th inning.
And again, we go back to the execution. Kim got the runner over. We couldn't bring him in. Runner on third, less than 2 outs. If we do, we're winning 9-8. This ballpark, the way the weather's been, the way the ball's flying, nothing's safe.
Fastball, and it's 1-2. Swing and a miss. Ellis strikes out. The inning comes to a close. The Marlins do tie it up, though. They scored 3 runs, 2 home runs, including an inside the park home run. We go to the bottom of the 6th, tied up at 8. Chevrolet dealers. By Jefferson Health. Call 800-JEF now or visit jeffersonhealth.org. And by Nissan. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Well, we're tied up at 8. We thought it might be a slugfest. It has turned into a slugfest. Each team has got some long balls again today. Drew Steckenrider will take over. This is his 23rd game. Steckenrider has a 2.79 earned run average.
"19 innings, 28 punch-outs, and only 6 walks."
Yeah, another hard thrower, just like Ellington. But his command looks like, I mean, statistically, it's a little better. All right, so Cesar Hernandez takes outside. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Let's see if Cesar can get things rolling here. He has scored a run today. He's 1 for 3. Fly ball, center field. And Yelich is there. 1 away. And Freddie Galvis is coming up. Steckenrider is a volunteer out of the University of Tennessee. Raised in Atlanta, Georgia. Made his major league debut earlier this year after picking up a 1.62 earned run average in AAA. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, Freddie didn't like that one.
One and 2.
Yes, Steckenrider like a little unconventional. He strides, looks like he's striding right toward the left-hand hitter, but then he throws a ball that runs away.
Yeah, you're right.
See how he opens up? Looks like everything he throws is going to be right at you. Like he's playing catch with the hitter. But he hasn't been able to come inside to either Cesar or to Freddie.
I guess, and I think it's surprising that he hasn't come inside because of his stuff, because of his fastball.
Yeah. Maybe he's tried it a few times and it leaks out over the plate. So there you go, Freddie.
He's hit to left field for Galvis. That's a good piece of hitting.
Well, he's thrown how many pitches so far? 7, 8 pitches, and all of them have been away. I mean, if you're Nick, you got to look for the same thing. You try to pull it, you're going to hit a ground ball to Avila's at second base.
Williams is 2 for 3. Williams has scored a run in 6 consecutive games, counting today. He did that back in the 3rd.
That's because he's been hitting in front of Hoskins.
That's a good point. His average sits at 295 with his 2 RBIs today. He's up to 28. There we go again. 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, and the only time Ellis is set up in before the first pitch to Nick, he set up in, but Steckenrider threw it, you know, a pickoff to first.
Finally
there
did
you
come
got
inside.
one in. Now, did you think it was there any thought coming out of spring training that at some point we would see Nick Williams hitting 3rd and Rhys Hoskins hitting 4th and producing like they are?
No, I thought they'd be up at some point,
yeah,
but not in this kind of a role. So far, they've embraced it, which is good, because sometimes you get a little tentative, and it's understandable.
Yeah,
when you first come up, but they've embraced it.
Well, and you know, when Odubel comes back, now your lineup is lengthened. You have Hoskins in left and Odubel in center, Nick in right. You know, the way Tommy's starting to swing it again, the lineup gets stretched out a little bit, makes it tougher for these pitchers that come into play.
Galvis goes, pitches outside, throw to second on one hop, not in time.
Wow.
Fortunately, it took the hop. And that is only the second stolen base in the last 8 games for the Phils. And they're now 7 of 8 here in the month of August.
Freddie got a pretty good jump. Steckenrider's a little slow to home. Yeah, if that ball doesn't bounce up right there to Rojas, if it's right there on the base with a catch, Freddie Price slides right into the tag. But we will take it.
Freddie's stolen base number 11 this year. Three and two. He got a fastball, a little up.
That's the one that Nick's either going to have to figure out how to hit it or how to lay off of it. I think we would prefer lay off of it, but it does look good up there.
Sure it
does.
Man. Phillies numbers with scoring position. They're now 23 for their last 60 with runners in scoring position, including 4 for 12 today. Ball 4, so Williams draws a walk. Boy, his walk percentage continues to rise too.
Yeah, and that's something we didn't think he could do. Is you know, he's so aggressive that he would take walks, but he's starting to figure that part out too.
Time for our Toyota turning point. We go back to the 3rd inning. Rhys Hoskins, just a little single to center.
Yeah, 2 strikes, an easy little single to drive in a couple runs. Freddie coming in here to score, and then Tommy gets a hanging spinner from Vance Worley and absolutely annihilated it into left field. Our defensive play of the game was made out there, but those are our Toyota turning points of the game.
See how careful they are with Hoskins too in this spot. I mean, obviously it's tough to be too careful because you got a guy on deck who has a single, a home run, and a double.
Yeah, triple away from the cycle. I think Tommy hits that same ball Real Muto did. That probably is that triple we're looking for, but first things first.
On the inside corner, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Hoskins. Most home runs in his first 50 career at bats. Hoskins with 8 and 49. Delgado 8 and 48, and Trey Mancini of the Orioles 8 and 47. Inside, 2 and 1.
I bet he's got unbelievable eyesight. This seems like the way he picks pitches up. Like that ball just left the hand of Steckenrider, and he was already moving out of the way, knowing it wasn't going to be a strike, and it was in.
He challenged it with 96. It's 2 and 2. .37 home runs combined between AAA and the big leagues this year for Hoskins. Low.
And that's another one of those borderline pitches that he lays off of, and now gets the count to 3-2. Respect for the young man. Wonder if they're going to have these runners moving if they think that Hoskins can put it in play. Nope.
Tried to check. He went around. He threw him a breaking ball. So the strikeout puts the second out on the board, and now it leaves it for Tommy Joseph. That was a good pitch.
A really good pitch. 3-2. And again, this is part of his learning process going through the league. Is they know what he can do now.
Tommy's had an excellent day. 3 for 3, including a 3-run home run. Singled his first time up in the second, homered in the third, and then doubled in the fifth.
Oh, there's a book on Hoskins, but sometimes that book doesn't work, and you have to try to trick him, and they tricked him right there.
Tommy pops it up. Ellis over toward the on-deck circle, and he makes the catch. So Steckenrider works out of the jam, just as Tozawa did in the 5th inning. We've completed 6 on a beautiful day here in Philadelphia, tied up at 8. Time now for your Delaware Valley Honda Dealers game summary as the Phillies and the Marlins are in a slugfest here. Hoskins a home run, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Tommy Joseph has 3 hits today, including a 3-run home run. Phillies had an 8-3 lead, but the Marlins have tied it up at 8. They got 2 home runs in the last inning, including inside the park 2-run homer by JT Realmuto. And Hobie Milner is ahead of Mike Avidas, 0-2. Looks like the 7th inning belongs to Milner, at least to start.
Well, if they want to get someone else up, they better hurry.
Yeah. A line drive base hit it to right field for Avilas. So he's 1 for 3. Tyler Moore is going to pinch hit. Arlene Garcia is warming up with the bullpen.
Route 66.
Pretty comfortable baseball number.
Yeah. Worn by a lot. Probably him and Puig, right? Isn't Puig 66?
He is, yeah.
Yeah.
That is a football number if you ever saw one.
Pulling guard.
Or a swing and a miss. Bill Berge wore it with pride.
Yes, he
'66.
did. Ray Nitschke. We're going way back now.
Yeah, we are.
Showing our age.
Ground ball foul past Freddie Gonzalez. Tyler Moore now in the hole, 0-2. It's Moore and then the top of the order, Miguel Rojas, waits in the on-deck circle.
I'm surprised they don't have a righty up for Stanton.
Good pitch, a changeup. And Moore strikes out, one away here in the 7th. Second strikeout for Milner. Phillies are offering a fall ballpark pass for the month of September. It's 15 games for just $50. You get access to every Phillies regular season game played in the final month of the year. All tickets are delivered digitally via your mobile device. Go to Phillies.com for more information. Rojas is 0 for 4. Good pitch on the inside part of the plate. 0-1.
Hobie's gassing him up.
It's the quickest I think we've seen his fastball.
89 up. That's
Earlier,
the thing.
Earlier had a 90.
But it's like 90, but it's like 95 because you're probably not picking it up right out of his hand.
Off the hands. It is remarkable that after a few years in the minor leagues, you take a chance. Kind of like Jake Diekman did when he was with the Phils down in Single A, and Hobie Milner decided to do it. Take a chance, you change your delivery and hope that it changes your life, and in essence it has. That one is flipped out toward right field. Where is Aviles going? Oh my, that will be a double play. Rojas slams the helmet down. And the inning is over. So a base running mistake for the Marlins ends the top of the 7th inning. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left.
I think he thought that ball was more to center and Nick wasn't going to get it.
Turned out to be an easy double play. Rojas
take it.
Slamming that helmet down. And the Marlins, the teams have combined for 16 runs and 21 hits and some long balls so far in today's game. Garcia pitched in last night's game and he's pitching today. His 53rd game, a 3.35 earned run average. And he's been good. He just came off the disabled list for the Marlins. He's been good for them though. One of those youngsters that has stepped up. 30 hits in 40 1/3 innings of work. Arlene Garcia out of Santo Domingo, the Dominican Republic. Signed by the Marlins as a 17-year-old. And now at the age of 24, finds himself in the big leagues for the first time in his career. And he will face Kim, Franco, and Cameron Rupp. Those are the scheduled hitters here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Don't know much about Garcia, but I'm sure he throws in the low to mid 90s, probably upper 90s, like every other reliever seemingly does these days.
He does not allow a lot of base runners. His whip, his walk hit per innings pitch is under 1. And Kim pulls off and swing and a miss at the first one. It's 0-1.
86-mile-an-hour slider. Or slurve or something. It was a little big to be a slider, wasn't it?
A little bit, yeah.
There it is again.
Swing and a miss. 3 pitches. Kim is struck out. They'll complete the strikeout with a 2-3. And Franco is coming up. Boy, that's a tough matchup for a left-hander.
Oh, man. That's what I mean. Now, Franco's coming up to bat not knowing what his fastball does. That's another slider. He threw 2 for strikes, gets ahead 0-2, and then bounces one, fools Kim. I mean, we still don't know what his fastball is. That's I'm assuming at some point we'll find out. Maybe not. Maybe he's a left-handed Larry Anderson.
I think he's going to sneak one up on there, aren't you? Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Is that a changeup? Or?
That looked like a changeup. Popped him up over toward first base. Real Muto over toward the camera well and makes the catch off the top of the camera. It's pretty comfortable over there at first base.
Yeah, Murph, you know, come on, Murph, help us out. Push the camera into him or something. Yeah, great play though by Real Muto. I heard AJL saying you got room.
I didn't think he had room at the end. I really didn't.
I think it fooled AJ too. Pretty good athlete, that young man. Catches, plays first, hits inside the park homers.
One of 2 Marlins to hit 2 inside the park home runs in his career. Cameron Rupp gets that 95-mile-an-hour heater.
That's the first one, isn't it?
That's the first one he's thrown today.
Pitch to Franco that he jammed him on.
Actually, that's the second one. No balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. So 3 easy hitters for Garcia. Phillies go down in order. We have played 7. We'll move to the 8th inning. We're all tied up at 8. Your Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer. Visit DelValHondaDealers.com. And by W.B. Mason. Who but W.B. Mason for fast, free delivery? Nobody does it better. What a beautiful day for baseball. If you like offense, we got it. Both teams been able to keep on slugging home runs, including an inside the park home run. Luis Garcia will take over for a very effective Hobie Milner, who goes an inning and a third. He allowed a couple of base runners, but pitched well again. Struck out 2. And Garcia will face Stanton, Yelich, and Ozuna.
Yeah, welcome to the game, Luis Garcia. Now let's jump on some Stanton and Yelich and Ozuna.
Yeah, who says the closer's job is the hardest job?
No good. And there's that thought that maybe the closer should be which one's the toughest inning? Put the closer in this one.
Right.
Or your best reliever in for this one. If it's a closer, bring him in.
Stanton is 0 for 7 lifetime against Luis Garcia. Pitch inside, 1-0.
I'm assuming at some point that the Marlins might be getting a little upset. Hit what, 3 batters, Dietrich twice, AJ Ellis. One almost skimmed the top of AJ's helmet.
There's a fastball and a little bit of a flinch from Stanton. But it's 2-1. And again, 3-1. Well, he started that one out over the plate. It just ran.
Yeah, it had a lot of run to it. That's what's amazing, how hard guys throw now with them, but they still get movement. Better get it in there. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he hit a home run earlier today. His 14th of the month that went off the bricks facade out in center field.
He just missed another one.
That'll startle some folks behind home plate. There was a gentleman who was looking down at his phone who kind of popped himself up a little bit.
Chased the split.
Got him with a slider.
That a boy.
And Luis wins the battle, 1 out here in the 8th inning. Christian Yelich is coming up. Murph, what's going on around baseball?
Well, I'll tell you, in the unlimited baseball break presented by T-Mobile, a couple of notes coming from the New York Mets. One good, one not so good if you are a follower of the Mets. The good, the return of Jeurys Familia from the disabled list. He, of course, has been out since the beginning of May. He had those blood clot issues. He had to have surgery for it, so he's worked his way all the way back. Terry Collins did say he won't jump right back into the closer's role, but he will get right back into pitch and then maybe move into that closer's role before the end of the season. That's the good news for them. The bad news, Michael Conforto, who's having a terrific season for the New York Mets, took a swing today in their game against the D-backs and ended up on the ground writhing in pain. He dislocated his shoulder while swinging the bat. Obviously had to leave the game. That could very well end his season. Nice play by Freddie, but the throw a little offline. It could end his season. Obviously, it's a wait-and-see process at this point. He has had career-high 27 home runs so far for the New York Mets this year, so that's a big loss for them, and then just another injury for those New York Mets.
Yeah, we saw the picture of him going down. It's happened before where guys swing and, you know, that injury takes place, but it's still weird when you see it.
Yeah, it's not good. Conforto was having a kind of a breakout year, I guess you could say, after last year.
No question.
Establishing himself as a guy the Mets can count on in years to come.
So Yelich is aboard with the infield hit. A bouncer back toward the middle. Another base hit. Yelich on his way to third. And he'll get there. As Galvis cuts it off, it'll be first and third with one man down.
Hey, he's some sort of base runner. Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, and I think it stands out because we don't see that kind of aggressiveness from everybody on an everyday basis.
Yeah, but I mean, it's Nick has to play deep to respect the power of Osuna, but that's just no hesitation. The ball's in front of him. You don't have to look at Freddie Gonzalez, your third base coach. You know where if you can make it, and it wasn't even close.
Real Muto is 1 for 4. He has one of the 10 home runs the Marlins have hit in this series, which ties their franchise record in a series. His, though, was an inside the Parker. He needs one more to tie Kurt Abbott for their franchise lead. And a pitch inside, 1-0.
I think Murph didn't bring up the nice little brawl. Yankees, Tigers. Miguel Cabrera was involved in it.
Two long-standing franchises. They're in the 6th inning right now. Tigers are up 6-3. Bouncer off the foot of Real Muto.
Tigers are up 6-3. See who's pitching for the Yankees?
Roldis Chapman.
Yeah. Has he been that bad?
Yes, he has.
Wow.
And by the way, if you see
that 105 don't get you where it used to, does it?
I guess it's too straight. If you see the brawl, Cabrera was at the plate. Austin Romine was catching. That's when it occurred. Cabrera and Romine jawing at each other. And a line drive towards center field. Williams comes diving in to make the catch. Yelich will score. The Marlins will take the lead. There are 2 outs, but it's 9-8 Miami.
I hope Nick didn't hurt his shoulder too.
Looked like he got stuck a little bit as he went into the ground.
A heck of a play, though. That ball was scalded by Real Muto. Yeah, that saved a huge inning right there. But great catch, great base running again by Yelich to go back and tag. But look how he lands. Awkwardly on that shoulder, all his weight coming down on that extended arm. Yelich again. You know, a lot of guys would become spectators.
Line drive caught by Freddie Galvis by Dietrich. And the inning is over. The Marlins do take the lead, though. They get a run on the sac fly by Real Muto, his 3rd RBI of the day. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. The Phils have to play from behind. They trail at 9-8. Here at the ballpark, it's a theme night, so that means if you go to Phillies.com/theme nights, you could purchase a ticket and get that scarf right there. It's the 16th annual Goya Latino Family Celebration. Goya's been a great sponsor of the Phillies for many years. So come on out to the ballpark and see the Phils and the defending world champion Chicago Cubs. Well, we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and Kyle Bearclaw will take over. And he will face Andres Blanco, the power-hitting Andres Blanco. He was joking the other day. He said Andres hasn't played a whole lot, so he had everything. He was well rested for those 2 home runs he hit the other day.
Yeah, the bat speed gets a little bit better when the fresher you get. And tell you what, the second one he hit that sign up there on hanging off the second deck. That was a tracer.
Breaking ball, and it's 0-1.
See there, he hit a couple homers. Respect.
Neris and Rios both warming up in the bullpen.
When the Phillies score 2, we'll see Neris. If they only score 1, we'll see Rios.
Ball and 1 strike to Blanco. Fastball, and it's 1-2. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. Momentum sort of carried Blanco around on that swing. So 1 out, and back to the top of the order for Cesar.
Yeah, great breaking ball by Bearclaw, and there you see it. Yeah, it just looked like it. The weight of the bat took him around. It looked like a kid in Little League that has a bat that's too heavy, tries to swing it. Can't stop himself.
Yeah, the home plate umpire asked for help, but Whitey, he knew he went. The bat wound up on the other shoulder. And a base hit for Cesar to right field. And Hernandez aboard with 1 out here in the 8th inning. That's his 2nd hit of the day. All right, Freddie Galvis is coming up. He has a hit today.
Let's see if Cesar has the running shoes on. Try to get in scoring position here with 1 out. First pitch fastball by Bearclaw. A sharp ground ball between first and second.
Pitch is on the outside corner. Bearclaw pitched 2 innings, 2 scoreless innings in the 2nd game of the doubleheader the other night. Yelich is really deep out in center field. He plays deep, but he's even deeper now. Look how far back he is.
But you know, if you're Cesar, you got to look at that and say, any ball that's hit in front of him, I'm getting to third. Any blooper, I'm taking a shot that they're not going to get to it.
Another toss over. Cesar's back easily ahead of the tag.
Real Muto looking in the dugout, like shaking his head like he's not going. I don't know what would bring him to think that.
Outside, 1-1. Long peek in.
Don't help him out here, Freddie. He wants to concern himself with Cesar and trying to be quick to home. Don't chase pitches and let him make you get yourself out.
Well, that was a good pitch to swing at. He just tipped it, and now it's 2-2. Vance Worley started for the Marlins. Jake Thompson started for the Phils. Worley allowed 8. Thompson allowed 5. Check swing, and it's 3-2. They do appeal. No swing, says the third base umpire.
I mean, he has to go here, right?
Yeah. Cesar is a very gifted base runner. 13 stolen bases. He just doesn't. I don't think he utilizes his speed the way most guys with his speed would utilize it. I would think he has to go.
Yeah, I mean, you got to trust that Freddie's going to put it in play.
Throw over, and he's back standing. Nick Williams is on deck. He does not go, and the pitch is a strike 3 called. So 2 strikeouts for Bearclaw, 4 for the Marlins bullpen in the last 2 innings, and that will bring Nick Williams to the plate.
Well, breaking ball by Bearclaw, 3-2. That was a hanger. Find out if Nick's shoulder's okay. It's that right shoulder. Oh, AJ got hit in the head again.
Yeah, the backswing got him this time. So you want to be a catcher.
He got hit with a foul tip. He gets hit with a bat, and Thompson drilled him in the back with a pitch. Pretty solid, fun game, isn't it?
Look at Nick Williams' face. Would you go here?
Yes, I would. I mean, you have to think that a breaking ball's coming.
Does not go, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Now that was probably a pitch that was good for AJ Ellis to throw on.
Yeah, but
still.
it just doesn't seem like Cesar's even contemplating going. He's ever since he got on first. Hopefully that changes.
Over to second base. And it's gobbled up by Aviles, and that wraps up the bottom of the 8th inning for the Phils. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. We've played 8. We'll go to the 9th. It's 9-8. Marlins on top. Cubs, all fans 14 and under will receive the ShopRite back to school alarm clock. There it is. You heard it earlier. In fact, when we rang it, the offense started to click a little bit. Maybe we should ring it again. But it's for kids 14 and under. Tickets can be purchased by going to Phillies.com. It is a very cool giveaway.
Yes, it is.
Yaxel Rios will be the new pitcher for the Phils, pitching in his second big league game. I talked to Bob the other day about Yaxel Rios. He was impressed with how smooth he was. I mean, you go an inning and 2/3, you strike out 2 in your major league debut. The numbers will tell you that you're smooth, but he just said even his mannerisms and everything about him on the mound.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's going to panic over anything.
Bob said that he's been impressed with a couple of the young pitchers in their demeanor. He said that a lot of times, as A.J. Ellis leads it off, he said when guys come out of a game or finish an inning, they'll come into the dugout, and when they're talking to you, their adrenaline is moving so much, that their hands are shaking, they're just, their body's moving all over the place. He said, like Hobie Milner, he said the first time he talked to him after his major league debut, he said Hobie went and got a drink and his hands were as still as could be. He said that's the first thing I noticed. He said, and I've noticed that with a couple of the young pitchers that have come up this year. As Rios falls behind Ellis, 2-0. Now 3-0.
Ziegler in the bullpen, huh?
Veteran just keeps on pitching. There he is.
And why did they trade Ramos?
Honestly, I don't know.
I mean, he's young, controllable, right?
The Mets wanted to get him in case Familia did not come all the way back, and he'd been thinking for next year. Ramos will be a free agent. Yeah, he's eligible. He's got one more year of arbitration eligibility. They got Ricardo Cespedes, the Marlins did, and Miranda Gonzalez. Cespedes is a 19-year-old who is still in the Gulf Coast League. And Gonzalez is a 21-year-old as Ellis walks, who actually has very good numbers, but in A ball. 13-3 with a 1.66 ERA in 19 starts.
Got a feeling here that Aviles is going to be bunting. D. Gordon steps out in the on-deck circle.
Aviles is 1 for 3 today. And he bunts it toward first. It's a good bunt. Good communication by Tommy Joseph. 3-4 on the putout. D. Gordon is indeed coming up with a runner at second base. Gordon 6 for 22 as a pinch hitter. There's a strike and it's 0-2. That was an 86-mile-an-hour slider by Rios. Started in Double-A this year, just like Terrian. Made it to Triple-A and now in the big leagues. He is one of 13 different players this year to make his major league debut for the Phillies. In fact, the Yankees are second on that list. Surprisingly, they've had 12, even though they're still in the race. The 13 for the Phils, the most since 1996, when they had 16 players make their major league debut. Fly ball left side. Galvis goes sprinting out and looked at Hoskins, and Hoskins was able to make the catch. Wow. Galvis was looking. I don't know if he saw it, and then he looked at Hoskins. Hoskins thought Galvis was going to catch it, and at the last moment somebody had a bite, and it was Rhys Hoskins who makes a circus grab.
I think Rhys thought that Freddie had that ball the whole way. And then at the last minute, he saw Freddie pull off. But that's a left fielder's ball. I mean, you just keep coming as hard as you can. Freddie will get out of the way. You just have to say, I got it. Freddie will move. And that's something with the new left fielder, even though he's been out there for a handful of games. But, communication, he'll learn.
Well, thankfully, he has a little athleticism in him, too.
Well, all first basemen do.
Bouncer to second base. Cesar bobbles it. He better hurry, and he does. Fortunately, Rojas did not bust it all the way up the line, so Hernandez was able to throw him out. No runs, no hits, one man left. Last chance for the Phillies. They're down by 1. Hoskins will lead it off when we come back in the bottom of the 9th inning. Deliveries of the game. Well, there's been some long balls in today's ball game. How about this one, though? This is the weirdest long ball.
Yeah, this is a ball that's hitting that little triangle out there. Nick Williams thought he might make a spectacular play. He didn't. Kim didn't exactly hustle over to get the ball initially. Kind of stood there and became a spectator. It hits off the wall and inside the park homer. But then Nick makes this outstanding play. Could have been a bigger inning in the 8th. Held the Marlins to just 1 run with that spectacular play, and that's the W.B. Mason deliveries of the game, and that's how the Miami Marlins have taken a 9-8 lead here in the bottom of the 9th with that 1 run.
So the veteran Brad Ziegler will come on to pitch for the Marlins. He is 1-2, 7 saves in 9 opportunities. And he will face Rhys Hoskins, Tommy Joseph. Hyun-Soo Kim is the 3rd scheduled hitter. D. Gordon comes on to play second base after pinch hitting. Hoskins is 2 for 4 today. Solo home run, 3 RBIs. Marlins have 28 saves in 45 opportunities, and the first pitch is in there. It's 0-1. So 17 blown saves. 1 ball, 1 strike. It looks so easy to hit at 83, 84, 85.
He has to hide the ball well with that low delivery.
A lot of movement, too. Marlins bullpen 18th in all of baseball in earned run average. We mentioned it the other night. They have the most they're among the leaders for most wins with 23. Back toward the middle and sliding grab by Gordon. That's a nice play, shaded that way, and he just robbed Rhys Hoskins of a base hit, one away. And here's Tommy Joseph.
Yeah, the ball will find you as soon as you come in the game. D. Gordon got the pinch hit. Now he gets to play 1 inning in the field. The first ball to his backhand side, a little slide catch, stand, strong throw. Keeps that leadoff man off base, which, as Phillies fans, we dislike greatly.
That's exactly right. Tommy Joseph takes on the outer edge, and it's 0-1. Over to second base, a spinner to Gordon. And this one he follows all the way into his glove. 2 outs. The Phillies are down to their final out. After the game, Michael Barkan and Ben Davis are standing by with Phillies Post-Game Live, presented by Cure Auto Insurance. They'll talk about the day for the starters, the continued power display put on by Rhys Hoskins, but also some of the tougher plays, too. After the Phillies had an 8-3 lead. They now trail at 9-8. Hyun-Soo Kim, the batter, and he takes a pitch low, 1-0. What did Don Mattingly tell us yesterday? If we're going to stay in the race for the wild card, we have to keep winning series. He said, I don't care how we do it. We just have to keep winning series.
Well, this one was an ugly one. It's amazing, though. 9 runs for them, 8 runs for the Phils, and 12 hits each, no errors.
Yeah, this would be the kind of game you would think there would be some physical miscues that would be up on the board.
Yeah, there were some mental ones. Base running, Avila's getting doubled up. Balls lost in the sun.
Two and two. Off the end of the bat, a flare to left center field. Ozuna comes sprinting in, and he makes the catch. And the Marlins have not only won the game 9-8 today, but they win this series from the Phils, taking 3 of 4. Well, as we mentioned, it was a slugfest, and the slugfest was won by the Miami Marlins. JT Realmuto, his inside the park home run, followed by the sacrifice fly, make him the Chevrolet Player of the Game for his efforts today. So the Marlins are now 5 out in the race for the wild card as they win today 9-8, and obviously the rest of the standings depend on the outcomes later on today. We'll be back.